Hey everybody, Roger here. I want to talk to you guys today about a big issue that I see happening within I would say the conservative party. And I think it's the wrong move for that party. Again, I follow a lot of the ideals that they have. I don't necessarily consider myself fully conservative, but I like the path that things go in that direction. So the thing that I want to bring up is this incessant desire for groups, for individual subgroups inside this party. So now I personally don't like the group identifiers, self-identifiers, except just in the use of a definition. I don't like it as a point of using it as a crutch, using it as making a group, a subgroup where you only help individuals in that category, things like that. I only use it just to identify, like salt and pepper, that's an identifier. Food that I want, that's an identifier. Me being a gay person, that's an identifier. Me being a Hispanic male, that's an identifier as well. But I don't like to be categorized in those kind of groups, especially when it comes to trying to make progress in certain things. Nothing comes of it. Granted, you want to learn as much about individuals and groups as much as possible, but you don't want to use it as a crutch, again, to form groups to solve issues where you want to be seen, where you want these issues to be solved in all groups, in the world, everybody all together as a conglomerate in the world. So with this, I'm seeing a lot of people now trying to make these groups. I want to have this. I want to get a lot of Mexicans together. Who are conservatives to do this. I want to get a lot of black people together who are conservatives to do that. And we're going to all discuss, and we're all going to group, and we're going to get together and rile everybody up. And, Mexican this, black that, white this, white that. It's, no, you don't. I don't think I've ever, and I've thought about this a lot lately, there hasn't been any subgroup of people who actually accomplish anything altogether for the betterment of all. Think about it. There is no subgroup out there that does this. Not even political affiliated parties. When we come together as people in general, that's a different story. We can get together at like an event. Summit, and bring a prominent, I hate that word too, because everybody is prominent in their own way, though some don't know how to be prominent. Anyways, I guess as people, I look at all of us equally. Whether you like to learn something or not, whether you can give back to or not into this world, that's a whole different story. There are some people that give more than others. I tend to think that at my job, I give way more than a lot of other people. But I'm also not, in comparison to some others, I'm pretty sure I'm below the bar when it comes to output. If I have to compare myself against the world, I do think highly of myself, but it'd be unrealistic to think that you're the best at any one thing. So anyways, with all of this said, I came to the conclusion, and again, help me out here if I'm thinking of this wrong, but I have never seen any sort of a subgroup like that. KKK, Black Panthers, NAACP, Cato, any sort of group, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, that has ever come together to help push humans in general into a direction of prosperity and living in unison harmoniously. I would think the only thing that does bind everybody together would be, two things, maybe the human race.
What kind of hippie bull is that?
And the free market. The free market when it's not bothered, when it's not obstructed by our government, when we're able to just do things without regulation, it's a lot easier for us, and we all have that understanding that we all want to work for each other, profit from each other, give back to one another, and donate whenever possible. So I think it's the wrong direction for the Conservative Party. I'm seeing a lot of you guys do it on YouTube. I'm not a fan of it. I will still follow you guys. I think it's like you guys say you don't want to be marginalized or put into a box, but yet you're putting yourselves into these boxes. You know, I've told the story many times. I've been part of Mecha a long time ago, and when I asked if I could bring a friend and he was white, they said no, don't ever bring him again. You know, it's, how do you expect to move forward? Look at, and what have these groups accomplished that actually appeases to the masses? Hardly anything. Look, I was part of the LGBTQ community, whatever the fuck it's called now, and I'm not anymore. I choose not to be, because I think their ideals are into the mode of forced. They force it on you now, and this is what I'm seeing happen with. I saw, again, I haven't published this video yet, and I may before or after this one, but I saw a tweet by Brandon Tatum in regards to wanting to know if another black conservative would be part of his group, the Turning Point USA group, and that black conservative apparently in DMs decided to just say, no, I don't want to be, and this is probably why. We didn't get the complete story. The only thing we got from Brandon was that he was utterly upset that this person does not want to follow their gang.
Hey, come on, baby, follow me. I'm the firecracker, follow me.
It's like, well, Brandon, not everybody's going to be thinking that your way is the right way. Everybody has their own way of looking at things. I'm having my own way looking at things like this. I'm looking at it through what I have seen in I guess historically. Is what I'm basing my judgment on. I'm not basing it off of what I assume is going to happen. I'm basing it off of what I've seen happen in regards to people actually getting somewhere and grouping themselves into categories. It doesn't work. So anyways, he says that, and then you know, somebody says, well, why don't you just show those DMs? You know, why don't you just let us see what the conversation was about? And he said, because I don't want to embarrass her. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that, well, and again, I don't know. You know, all we can do right now is speculate. You know, was the conversation civil, and were her answers civil, but he didn't look at it that way, or was he saying, or wasn't his interpretation and delivery of it in his tweets exactly what happened? Maybe she did make herself look like a fool to him. Who knows? But again, Brandon is at the beginning points of me seeing that he's already hating how other people are seeing the movement. Everybody has their own way of looking at things. You know, you should respect that. I'm respecting yours. I have criticisms of it, and you can have criticisms of mine, but you don't, the minute you put down people and say that you don't want to embarrass somebody because of their views, then you're being a little bit of an egotistical ass. Then you're being a little bit of somebody that says, oh, you know, I know more than you. Then you're being a little bit of somebody that thinks that his ideas are better than other people. No. You know, that is the beginning of, well, not even the beginning. That is just a way of looking at yourself as a vain person, and you don't even see it. So, anyways, a lot of these groups are going at it all wrong. Look at the left is doing it right now, and they're killing themselves. They're destroying themselves because now they're eating each other. We're doing it now by creating all these groups in the Conservative Party. And again, okay, I don't consider myself conservative, but I mean, I tend to lean right on a lot of things.
I'm a fucking hypocrite, or I'm a hypocrite. I'm a fucking hypocrite.
But our group now is like totally defeating itself. So anyways, what are your guys' thoughts? Do you think that there's a lot of subgroups, like almost too many, that people are starting to, you know, not agree with each other on a lot of things? And granted, we're not going to. We don't make progress by separating ourselves. We don't make progress by assuming that one is right over the other. We need to start focusing on seeing what the problems are all around as citizens, as United States citizens, and work along those lines through multiple parties, through multiple backgrounds, through multiple religions and groups, etc., etc., etc. No other way. Every other way with groups, there's corruption, there's people getting upset, and again, there's always going to be corruption and people getting upset and everything. But I think you see where I'm going with this. If not, I probably made absolutely no sense. What are you guys' thoughts? I'd like to hear your opinions on this matter. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, a thumbs up or a thumbs down, or like, share, subscribe. Definitely your comments are much appreciated, so love to hear them out. All right, you guys, peace out.
What are you all doing?